Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham. Now I'm going to start the problems on computation of income from salary. Till the last video I have completed the theoretical part regarding the provisions of Income Tax Act 1961, how to compute the income from salary. All the provisions I've explained in the last so many videos. So without understanding, without remembering the provisions, you cannot be able to solve the problem. I've explained you the components of salary income, that is salary, allowances, perquisites, profit in lieu of salary. Then you add up these four components, you'll get gross income from salary. From gross income from salary, deductions are given under section 16, 16.1a, 16.2, 16.3. Then you'll get income from salary. Then I explained you about provident fund. What are the different types of provident fund? SPF, RPF, URPF, PPF. Then all these things I have explained in detail. So if you are genuinely interested in getting a good command on this subject, watch all the provisions earlier videos. Then only you come to this video. Otherwise, every problem will be peculiar for you. Every item will be new for you. Without understanding the concept of allowances and what are the provisions regarding taxability of allowance, which allowance is exempted, which allowance is taxable, which is partly taxable, partly exempted, and perquisites, how to calculate the value of perquisite, rent-free accommodation, motor car, etc. So without understanding, without remembering all the provisions, you cannot solve the problem. So my suggestion to you, watch all the videos, earlier videos, then only you come to this video. Now, the main problems on computation of income from salary. So before starting the problems, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems, which I have given in the link under my description. Always keep ready the problems, then only you watch the video. Take a screenshot of the first and second problem, and then I'll explain all the points. Come on, see the first problem, very first problem. Sri K.S. Sundar is working in Ministry of Railways. See here, whenever you are watching these solutions, these problems, keep a notebook beside you and a pen. Whenever I say something new, you should immediately write it down roughly anywhere in your notebook so that you can be able to review it time to time. And you can revise it before going to examination, all the points, because so many provisions are there. You have to remember all the provisions. So always keep a notebook, and when I say something, write it down. Then K.S. Sundar is working in Ministry of Railways. So first of all, the SSC is a government employee. Government of India at Kanchipuram, Tamil Nadu state. He submitted the following particulars of his income for the previous year 2021. The previous year 2021, assessment year 21-22. Compute income from salary for the assessment year 21-22. Basic pay 32,600 per month. That is directly taken. No calculation, nothing. Directly multiply 32,600 into 12. Then entertainment allowance 4,000 per month. Regarding EA, entertainment allowance, first of all, whatever EA received is fully taxable under allowances. Take complete EA under allowances. Later on, if the SSC is eligible, then deduction will be given under section 16.2. When the SSC will be eligible, EA reduction under section 16.2 will be allowed only for government employees. Now here the SSC is a government employee, so he will get the EA deduction under section 16.2 afterwards. But first of all, EA received 4,000 per month. It should be directly taken. EA 4,000 per month into 12, 48,000. So first of all, this is the method of showing the solution, computation of income from salary. Computation of Sri K.S. Sundar, income from salary for the assessment year 21-22. Salary. First head, salary. Under salary, basic pay. It is given in the problem 32,600 into 12, 3,91,200. Allowances. First allowance, EA. Entertainment allowance. EA stands for entertainment allowance. 4,000 per month into 12, 48,000. Next comes house rent allowance 5,000 per month. Rent paid by him 6,000 per month. HRA exemption under section 10 subsection 13A will be allowed if the SSC is paying the rent. Here SSC is paying the rent. So HRA exemption will be allowed. And where he is staying at Kanchipuram, Tamil Nadu, means other town. For HRA exemption, all the employees are divided into two categories. Employees staying at 4 metro, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, and the other places. So here Kanchipuram is other place, so 40%. So HRA, here you can see the SSC is paying the rent and stays at Kanchipuram, other town. So HRA is exempted to the list of the following three amounts. Actual HRA received 5,000. It is given in the problem, house rent allowance 5,000 per month. So 5,000 into 12, 60,000. Then rent paid minus 10% of salary. All these provisions I have already explained. I have done the problem in the last previous videos on HRA exemptions. I have done nearly 10-12 problems we have done. So if you have watched those videos, you are aware about this provision. Then rent paid minus 10% of salary. How much rent paid? 6,000 per month. Rent paid by him is 6,000 per month. So 6,000 into 12, 72,000. Minus 10% of salary. Salary means basic pay. DA will be included if it enters for retirement benefit. Commission if it is based on fixed percentage on turnover. But in our problem, commission is not at all there. Leave it. DA is not at all there. So we don't have DA, we don't have commission, we have only basic. So how much is the basic pay? 3,91,200. So 10% of 3,91,200, 39,120. 72,000 minus 39,120 is 32,880. And 40% of salary for other town. If metro city was there, it would have been 50%. For other town, 40% of salary. 40% of 391,200. 1,56,480. Now, whichever is least among these three amount is exempted. The least is 32,880 is the least. Therefore, exemption under section 10(13)(a) is 32,880. The actual HRA received 60,000. Out of 60,000, how much is exempted? 32,880 exempted. So how much is unexempted amount? 27,180 is the unexempted or taxable. You can say unexempted or you can say taxable. So taxable HRA 27,120. Here I have taken 27,120. HRA unexempted in working note. In working note you have to show. In examination, these working notes are compulsory. Neatly you have to show it to the examiner. Simply, roughly, if you take all the values, you will not get full marks. In working notes, how I am showing, you have to show like this. So HRA, after HRA, CCA, City Compensatory Allowance, fully taxable, 1,000 per month. CCA 1,000 per month, 12,000. Then he paid 200 rupees per month as profession tax. So profession tax deduction will be given under section 16(3), last one. Here, professional tax under section 16(3), 200 per month into 12, 2,400. And employer's contribution to SPF, Statutory Provident Fund. Employer's contribution to SPF, 13% of salary. Interest credited in SPF at 10% rupees, 38,400. Last video, I have explained you the complete provisions regarding Provident Fund. The first type of Provident Fund, SPF, Statutory Provident Fund. Income Tax Act says employer's contribution to SPF is fully exempted from tax. Write it down. I told you to maintain a notebook. Here there is no space, that's why I have not written here. It will be difficult if I write each and everything. So in working note, employer's contribution to SPF is fully exempted from tax. Tax free. Similarly, interest credited in SPF is also fully exempted from tax. So this type of problem, if you get in examination, in working note you should write that employer's contribution to SPF and interest credited in SPF are completely tax free. Then during the previous year, he availed free travel passes for himself and wife and 2 children valued 33,400. The SSC is the employee of railways. Income Tax Act says the free travel passes given by railways to its employees and their family member is fully exempted from tax. It is tax-free perquisite. So here, free travel passes issued by railways to its employees and family members is a tax-free perquisite. It will not be taken. In the calculation, it will not be taken. Only in working note we have to explain that it is not taxable. So all the points which we came across, I explained you have to remember. Every problem will come across new points. So in this problem, I explained you that free travel passes given by railways to its employee and family members, tax-free perquisite. Similarly, employer's contribution to SPF and interest credited to SPF is completely tax-free, like that. Or all the items are over. Now basic pay, EA, then HRA unexempted we have calculated, CCA fully taxable. There is no perquisite, no profit in lieu of salary. So the total gross income from salary is 4,78,320. From these 3 deductions are allowed under section 16. The first is standard deduction. In the last video I have explained you all these provisions. Every employee who is having income from salary, every person who is having income from salary will have a compulsory deduction, statutory deduction called standard deduction. The standard deduction is list of the following 2 amounts. Here there is no space, but you should write it here. So in notebook you write down. The standard deduction under section 16(1)(a) is list of the following 2 amounts. First one, gross income from salary is equal to 4,78,320. Gross income from salary is equal to 4,78,320. Second, B, fixed 50,000. Fixed 50,000, whichever is least. 4,78,320 or 50,000, whichever is least, that will be allowed as standard deduction. So 50,000 is least. So here 50,000. Then EA reduction. The SSC is a government employee, so EA reduction will be allowed. Here I have written EA reduction. The SSC is a government employee, so EA reduction under section 16(2) is allowed to the list of the following 2. 20% of salary. Salary means only basic, nothing else for calculating EA reduction. Normally students will commit the mistake in taking salary. Here for calculating HRA exemption, salary means basic plus DA if it is interest for retirement benefit plus commission if it is based on fixed percentage on turnover. This is the definition of salary for HRA. For EA, salary means only basic, nothing else. So how much is the basic? 3,91,200. So 20% of 3,91,200, 78,240. Or actual year receipt. How much is the actual year? 48,000. Or fixed amount given by Income Tax Act, 5,000. Whichever is least among these 3, 5,000 is least. Therefore, EA deduction under section 16(2) is 5,000. So here I have taken 5,000. Profession tax given in the problem 200 per month. So 200 into 12, 2,400. Take the total of these 3, 57,400. Deduct 4,78,320 minus 57,400, you'll get 4,20,920. This is income from salary. That's it. This is the end of first problem. Each and every point I have explained. Now I am coming to the second problem. See the second one. Srimati Manjushri is working in a limited company since 1/10/1996. First of all, non-government employee. Her income particulars for the year ended 31st March 2021 are as under. So our previous year ends on 31st March 2021. Basic pay 25,000 per month. So see here. Srimati Manjushri, computation of income from salary for the assessment year. Salary. Basic 25,000 per month into 12, 3 lakh. First one over. Education allowance. Nothing is given for whom education allowance is given. Whether it is children education allowance or on the education of the employee. Nothing is given. When no information is given, Income Tax Act says it is fully taxable. If details are given that this education allowance is given to the employee for his own education and employee has spent that amount on his education, then it's a tax free. If details are given. But in our problem, no details are given, simply education allowance is given. For whom education allowance? Not given. If it is given children education allowance, then provision is there. Some amount is exempted. But children is not there. Only education allowance, fully taxed. So here I have taken education allowance, 3,000 per month into 12, 36,000. In working note, you can write education allowance without any further details given means it is for the SSC, but not for his children, hence fully taxed. In working note, you should write down. Next, entertainment allowance, EA, fully taxable. First of all, education, EA, entertainment allowance, 6,000 per month in 12. No deduction under section 16.2 will be given. Previous problem, entertainment allowance, deduction was given, EA reduction under section 16.2, 5,000. Why? Government employee. Here, non-government employee, no EA reduction. So you can see EA reduction under section 16.2, nil. Complete EA is taxable. Next comes DA, 100% taxable, 9,500 per month. So 9,500 per month into 12, 1,14,000. Conveyance allowance, 10,000 per annum, 85% is spent for official purpose. Unspent amount is taxable. In the previous videos, I have explained the provisions of this conveyance allowance. Unspent amount is taxable. So out of 10,000, 85% of 10,000, 8,500. So out of 10,000, 8,500 he has spent on official duties. So remaining 1,500 is taxable. So here conveyance allowance unspent. Out of 10,000, 8,500 is spent. So remaining 1,500 not spent. That is taxable. Bonus 30,000 fully taxable. And bonus is taxable under salary. Don't take bonus under allowances. Bonus will be taken under salary, 30,000. Next comes free refreshments provided during the office hours in the office premises, valued 6,000. The employer has provided free refreshments to the employees during business hours within the business premises. It is a tax-free perquisite. Already I explained this in the previous videos on tax-free perquisites. So you have to remember that. That's why I'm stressing that all the problems what we are doing are based on the provisions which I have explained in the previous videos. So refreshments, free refreshments provided. Here I have given refreshments provided in the office is a tax-free perk. The next one is employer's contribution to superannuation fund, 1,70,000. Income Tax Act says any contribution made by the employer to superannuation fund or new pension scheme or RPF, aggregate amount over 7,50,000 is taxable. If the contribution is made up to 7,50,000 in aggregate, it is exempted. Here it is only 1,70,000 contributed. So there is nothing is taxable because it is below 7,50,000. 1,70,000 is below 7,50,000. So here employer's contribution to superannuation fund, nil. In working note you should write down. Employer's contribution towards superannuation fund, new pension scheme or RPF is chargeable to tax in the hands of employees to the extent the aggregate of such contribution exceeds 7,50,000 per assessment year. If it exceeds 7,50,000 contribution, then only it will be taxed. Up to 7,50,000 in aggregate contribution to employee superannuation fund, new pension scheme and RPF. Up to 7,50,000, not taxed. The next one is the company gave interest-free loan of 15,000 as festival loan to be deducted in 12 months monthly installment, SBI rate 12.05%. Employer has given a loan of 15,000 festival loan and to be deducted in 12 monthly installments. Interest-free loan. Actually, interest-free loan given by the employer to the employee is a taxable perquisite, but if the loan amount is below 20,000, it is called a petty loan, and any petty loan given interest free to the employee is a tax-free perquisite. Here the loan amount is 15,000. It is below 20,000. So it will be treated as a petty loan, and the interest-free loan is a tax-free perquisite. It will not be taken here. So in working note, you have to write the loan amount is less than 20,000. So it is a tax-free perk. If the loan is more than 20,000, it will be taxable. Loan is below 20,000, petty loan, not taxable. The company sold one office table. So in the previous video, I explained you about taxable perquisite. If the employer has transferred a movable asset to the employee, it's a taxable perquisite to the extent of benefit to the employee. To the extent of benefit to the employee, it's a taxable perquisite. Here the company sold office table costing 15,000 for 5,000, which is purchased 2 years ago. It's a taxable perquisite. 2 years back, the company purchased office table for 15,000. After 2 years, this office table is sold to the employee for 5,000. So how much benefit employee got? According to the income tax provision, if movable asset like office table, the depreciation to be provided is 10% on straight line method. This point also I have explained while discussing perquisite in the previous videos. Right? So how to compute the value of the perquisite? Here you can see. Office table sold by company which is purchased 2 years ago. Cost of the table 15,000. Depreciation 15,000 into 10%, 1,500. For 1 year 1,500. For 2 years it is 3,000. For 2 years 3,000. So 15,000 was the cost. 3,000 is the depreciation for 2 years. Book value is 12,000. The book value of the office table is 12,000. And this 12,000 worth of table was sold for 5,000. Sale value 5,000. Only for 5,000 rupees the company has sold it to the employee. The benefit to the employee is 7,000. The perquisite value is 7,000. Here, office table, working note 7,000. Next comes, during the year the company paid telephone bill of the resident 78,000 and reimbursed 65,000 medical expenses spent in a recognized hospital. These perquisites already I have discussed in the previous video. Telephone bill of the residence of employee paid by the employer is a tax-free perquisite. Remember this. In the coming problems also you will come across this point. You are the employee. In your residence telephone is there, but the telephone bill is paid by the employer. By the employer. It's a tax-free perquisite given by the income tax provisions. So only in working note, here you can see. Telephone bill of the residence paid by the employer is a tax-free perquisite. And reimbursement. Medical expenses incurred in a recognized hospital. Medical expenses incurred by the employee in a recognized hospital. And the amount is reimbursed by the employer. It's a tax-free perquisite. It's a tax-free perquisite. So, and reimbursement of medical expense are tax-free perk. Next one is, during the year she paid 250 per month as professional tax. Deduction under section 16.3. Here you can see. Professional tax under section 16.3. 3,000. 250 per month into 12. And compute the income from salary for the assessment year. I explained all the points. Basic salary 3 lakh, bonus 30,000, employer's contribution to superannuation fund nil, not taxable because it is below 7,50,000. DA always 100% taxable. Education allowance taxable. EA entertainment allowance taxable. Conveyance allowance unspent taxable. Then perquisite office table, transfer of office table, perquisite value 7,000. Gross income from salary 5,60,500. From this 3 deductions. Standard deduction under section 16.1. There is no space. That's why I am not writing, but keep a notebook and write it down. The standard deduction under section 16.1a is list of the following 2 amounts. A. Gross income from salary 5,60,500. B. Fixed 50,000. Whichever is least. 5,60,500 or 50,000, whichever is least. 50,000 is least. So 50,000 will be deducted. EA deduction is not allowed because the SSC is a non-government employee. Here I have written EA deduction under section 16(2) is not allowed because the SSC is a non-government employee. Then professional tax 3,000. Take the total 53,000. Deduct 5,60,500 minus 53,000. 5,07,500 is the income from salary. That's it. So in this video, 2 problems I've explained each and every point. Don't watch the video only once, 2-3 times if you watch. And starting problems are very, very important. If you have patience, if you have interest in learning something, if this video, if you watched carefully, the coming problems you will enjoy, you will get more and more interest. Otherwise, if you skip these videos, the coming problems will not at all be understandable to you. So watch my instruction. My main aim is you should get a good command on the subject of income tax. Normally students will think that income tax is a tough subject. No, provisions are there. If you work hard, if you have interest, definitely you can enjoy learning this subject. Inshallah, we will continue the next problem in the next video.